Hi, one of the things I've noticed with the Citroen is when it came that the ride was really hard, and it was only after a week or so I thought to check the tyres, and there was 2.6 bar in the tyres all round. I think it should be 2.2 bar in the front and 2 bar in the rear, and also you've no spare tyre. Now I have got kind of the goo or whatever you want to call it, and a tyre inflator just in case I do get a puncture. But the worst thing about it is, with it being such a small car and such a small wheelbase, and the potholes and so on, the last thing you want is a tyre deflating or to be driving around with the wrong tyre pressures. So I've bought this. Now I've not tested it yet. I'm just going to fit it. So a tyre pressure monitor. I've already opened it, but that's what you get. You get the instructions. You get this, which that slides out. You charge it for a couple of hours with the little port there. You get the lead for it, but also I've just dropped something. I don't know what that was, but anyway, also on the back there's a solar panel. So stick it on the windscreen, like so. Stick that on the windscreen. Those are the two stickers for it, and then slot that in, and you can always take it out if you need to. And you've got a display of your 4 tyres and the outside temperature. I think it's the upper, you can set an upper and lower limit for your tyre pressures, and it also tells you the temperature. Now I suppose that's quite important. You should be able to pick it up anyway from the tyre pressure, but the worst thing for blowouts is under inflated tyres, because then they actually turn on the rim. When it's inflated, the tyres can't move, the sidewalls can't move, and it keeps contact with the road. When it's underinflated, the tyre can actually flex like that. So that's why the sidewall rips and you get a blowout. Very important not to get a blowout in a little car like this with such a small wheelbase. Last thing you want is to be turning over like the guy at Monaco. So we've got the display there. We've got a spanner, got 4 locking nuts, and then each of the valve caps here, and you can see front left, front right, rear left. So they all go on. Now, tyre pressure is the most important thing. It's the only contact between you and the road. So you've got to make sure your tyres are all right. So we'll see how we go on with this. As I say, I've never used it, but we'll see how we go on. I'll try and remember what to do. So the left button there, short press 8 times to enter pairing mode, but this should already be paired to the tyre pressure monitors. The centre button is the menu button, so long press to enter the menu, and the right button is the on off, so just turn that on there. So there you go, it's on. Hopefully you can see it, it's quite dim there. So it's set in degrees Fahrenheit at the moment and bar. So right, we want to get out of there. Long press for menu. So there we go, we can swap about using the right button. So you can change that from bar to PSI. Hopefully that'll be in focus. So we'll keep it on bar, then press the menu again. That goes to Fahrenheit and centigrade. We'll change that to centigrade. Press again. Upper pressure 2.3. I don't want it at 2.3. I want it at 2.2. No, we'll put it at 2.3, and then we'll change that to 2.2. I want that at 2.2. So the left goes up. So that's the lower pressure. That's temperature, I think. I'm not too bothered about that, but we'll just temperature. So I'll set that to. Don't want it going off all the time, but I'll set it to 70 anyway. And that's it. So we'll just go out of the menu there. So I'm ready to fit the first sensor. That's it. It's paired to the first sensor. So that's going to be the front left. We want front left here. Just going to stick that on. So I'm just going to stick that there. That's it, sticks on straight away. So hopefully you can read that and it'll keep recording while I'm doing this. We'll take these out. And then, here we go. So front left, I can't get that out, so I'll just pop it out from underneath. We want that. And I also want one of these brass things here. I'll put that in. One of the brass things just to lock it. I need to take the wheel trim off. You need to be careful with these wheel trims. Sometimes if you pull them you end up breaking them. So I've got one of these, and then we'll just put that in there, do it from the centre where it's a bit more solid. Pull that off, take the valve cap off, put the valve cap in there, and then what's going to happen here, I'm going to turn that on. And you have to put this on quick, otherwise you'll lose tyre pressure. So turn it on quick, that's it, that's on. Front left, and then just tighten the thing up at the back to lock it on. So that's it, that's the first one. Let's do the second one. Like a Formula One pit stop here. Front left, so that's rear left. Just need to check whether it's monitoring inside. As I say, you have to. Now that's you'll hear that, that's making a noise. And the reason it's making a noise, let's just go in. Front one's 2.1, the bottom one's 2. Now, what I didn't really remember is front's 2.2, back's 2. So if I've set a lower pressure of 2.2, then it's going to go off because the back one's a 2. Stupid. But I need to alter that. So I need to change the lower pressure to 2. Right. Anyway, let's hurry up and go around here. Car's charging at the moment as well, so I don't. I'll just get this off. Swine to get off. So we're on rear right here. So take that off and get one of these. Put that in there so we don't lose it. Brass ring on. Again, as I say, mechanic's pit stop. Turn that on quick. That's beeping. So that's it, that's on. And then onto the front one. And I will say, make sure when you're doing the Ami, make sure that you secure these wheel trims properly, because they're expensive. I think I'm not sure whether they're 80 quid each. Spin that on quickly, and then this. That's it beeping. I'll go and check inside, see what's happening. So there we go. What have we got? 2.1, 2.1, 2 and 19. So I need to check my tyre pressures. But I also need to, let's just see, I just need to go into the menu, go into the menu, and then we'll flick through 2.2. So I need 2.3, but there I need 2. So I need 2, so I need to knock that down. So 2, that should be all right now. Temperature. So it's showing me there, look, everything else, now it's set, everything else, that's 1.9. So I need to put that, I need to check the tyre pressure in there. The top two should be 2.2. Whether this is accurate or not, because we do have a tyre pressure gauge, which I've actually used to set it. So I'm going to do that again. But I mean, so far it's warning me, which is what it's meant to do. So I'll do that. I'll do my tyre pressures again, and job's a good one. That's it. It's directly in my line of sight, and the one that's down is flashing. So can't ask for any more than that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye. So that's them all fitted. I've checked the tyre pressures with the electric pump at our garage. There's a little bit of a discrepancy between the pump at our garage, but you can imagine it doesn't show in tenths of a bar or anything like that. It just shows in bars. So at the moment it's showing 2.2 bars in each front tyre, 2 bars in the rear left, and 2.1 bars in the rear right. I suppose they're all within tolerance of what I want. Should be 2.2 and 2 in the back. But the important thing, I suppose, at the moment is to keep your eye on it and just make sure those valves aren't leaking, because of course they actually let the pressure out of the tyre and into the measuring unit, the sensor, to be able to tell you what pressure the tyres are. So if there's a leak at all, then it's basically just going to let your tyre down. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on that over the next couple of days. But it's a visible, it's a clear display. I'm 65, I can see it quite clearly, and it is something that, you know, in the old days you're told to check your tyres weekly, the pressures and so on. Nobody in my family at all ever checks them. The only time they come to you is when they've got a flat tyre, not when they've got a puncture or a slow puncture. It's dead flat. So as I say, I can keep my eye on it without going round every week, so long as it works okay, and it seems to be working okay. I'm quite pleased with it for the price. It's a good indication. Even if the pressures are wrong on there and you set them with the tyre gauge that you know to be correct, you can see when there's a leak and when it's going down. So even if it was just an indicator and it wasn't telling the actual pressure, it would still be worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. Last thing you want to do in one of these is set off out somewhere and then, you know, have a flat, because then you're knackered. There's no jack in it, no wheel brace, no nothing. As I say, I've got a little bag here with an inflator in and some tyre sealant, and hopefully, of course, the other thing is you don't go very far in one of these anyway, so you're never too far from home. But I think it's a good accessory. I'm just mindful of filling all my, these are cameras at the top, so that's no, but I've got my dash cam there, reversing camera there, which I've yet to wire into the reversing switch. And then I'm going to have my Webasto heater and the remote and the heater control. So I'm quite happy. One thing to remember is also make sure you carry the span around, because use that bit to change the battery in the sensors, and use that bit to tighten it up. And I do think that if you haven't got that spanner with you, if you do get a puncture or you go to inflate your tyres, I don't think you'll be able to get the sensors off. So make sure you keep that with you, and the instructions, which I never read anyway. But there you go. Thanks for watching. I've been sent another collaboration invite this morning, but it's another dash cam, and I think I've perhaps done enough dash cams, unless they bring one out that's 8K or something. The Tyre one which I had, which covered both sides and had a radar in it, I quite like that, but I thought it was too big and a bit too bouncy. Whereas this Cobra, I'd really like the 4K, because then I can have the rear camera and the cabin camera and the forward facing camera. This has got a camera in it too, and I've got that coupled up to the reversing camera. But at the end of the day, with it being an electric car, I don't want to use too much electric. So now I've done that, I've treated myself to some Dunkin' Donuts. I'm going home to edit the video and eat donuts, and also drink coffee. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.